While the history of black people in Idaho isn't necessarily widespread, it does run deep. We've tried to touch on a few of them over the years here on the 2-8, not just during Black History Month, but throughout the year. Stories about Elvina Moulton or Joe and Lou Wells or the St. Paul Baptist Church. But in the middle of Black History Month, we thought we'd dive into a couple of historical icons that you may or may not have known. One stands more than 10,000 feet high. The other, sadly, 6 feet deep. The latter would be the story of John West, the first black man to cast a ballot in Idaho. In the northwest corner of Morris Hill Cemetery, known as Section 1, there are many stones marking spots for those deceased. Names like Wyman, Peacock, or Kelly. One name not noted, at least one grave left unmarked in this plat of plots, one John West, who died in October of 1903.
John West was a black man who was a resident of the Boise area.
One of our dearly departed, worthy of distinction.
Well, this story goes back really to territorial days, to an election in 1870. During this election, they were voting for Ada County Sheriff.
It was an election where William Bryon was leading Lute Lindsey by a count of 419 to 418.
But there was one ballot that hadn't been counted. It was the ballot of John West.
Why hadn't West's vote been counted? Well, according to Rick Just, the poll workers probably didn't know what to do with it, because the 15th Amendment had just been ratified earlier that year, giving every citizen the right to vote, regardless of race.
So they thought, well, he's never voted before. Now he's voting.
So they set it aside.
His vote was not counted originally just because he was a black man.
Then there was the bit about being able to read his ballot.
What the issue was at that point was they were writing the names in. And we're not all perfect spellers, and a lot of those people got those names wrong.
So this was kind of like basically a literacy test to vote.
Well, in a sense, it was. That's a good point.
So it sounds like they're like, well, he's a black man, so we can't count his vote. Oh, wait, yes, you have to. Oh, well, it looks like he didn't spell the name right. Oh, wait, yes, he did. Was it that kind of a process?
It's not completely transparent because it was, after all, 1870, so it was a while ago. But that's what it looked like, yes. But they eventually did count John West's vote, and it turned out his was the vote that assured the election for one William Bryon. He became sheriff.
So that's how John West became the first black man to vote in Boise.
As far as we know, yes.
As for that unmarked grave, well, the goal is to have it marked, finally, for John West to no longer remain unknown.
We want to give a little clue to why he's important, and I think maybe something to put on the headstone would be what the Idaho statesman called him was the Dean of Colored Pioneers in Idaho.
Maybe we'll think about that one a little bit. Probably not put that one on the gravestone. Well, Rick Just and another local historian, Bob Hartman, decided to start a GoFundMe to raise $1,000 to pay for a headstone for John West. And they raised it in just one day this week. Anything donated over that amount, they tell us, will be going to the Idaho Black History Museum. A couple of other stories about John West, though, I wanted to share with you. A few months after that election in 1870, Sheriff Bryon arrested West on a charge of battery for a fight he got into. Well, West was found guilty and fined $107, which is about $2,277 in today's money. So West refused to pay it. His case went all the way to the Idaho Supreme Court, who ruled in his favor because, well, Sheriff Bryon never told him why he was arrested in the first place. Then years later, after Idaho became a state, West went on to work as a porter at the State House. Master of Legislative Cloakroom, he was called. But apparently he wasn't paid for it. And according to the Idaho Statesman, at the end of the 1901 session, House members had to pass a resolution to pay West, quote, in the same manner of the clerks of this House, end quote. He was paid $60.